你现在还不知道慕课，那就有点 out 了。慕课指的是大型开放式网络课程。在节奏越来越快的信息爆炸时代，越来越多的人喜欢待在家中，享用全世界最优质的教育资源，慕课应运而生。早在2012年，哈佛大学就推出首批慕课。2013年，沃顿商学院成为首家发布 NBA 核心课程慕课的商学院。而2011年，由2位斯坦福大学教授创立的在线课程平台 Coursera 近年发展势头尤为迅猛。截至2014年11月 ，Coursera 已与115家大学或其他教育机构建立伙伴关系，为1000万在线学生提供860门课程。慕课作为教育行业近几年兴起的热门词，因其免费公开的特点，引发了对传统教育可能带来影响的讨论。那么，慕课给当前的教育行业和人类学习方式、学习体验带来了哪些变化？它与传统教学之间究竟是一种怎样的关系？未来发展趋势如何？在近期财经时间的采访中，一些海内外院校的负责人、专家学者谈及了他们对慕课这一新事物的看法。现供职于耶鲁大学的罗伯特·席勒教授是2013年诺贝尔经济学奖的获得者，同时也是最早尝试开设慕课并因此更具影响力的学者之一。他的课程通过网络被传播到世界各地，很受人们欢迎。他为何要做这样的尝试？他眼中的慕课又是什么？
So your online courses are hugely popular. Yale Open course, very popular, especially in China. And you are kind of rare among top economists who are engaging extensively in online education. Do you really think it can change people's lives? Or they can rely their education entirely on online courses?
Well, interesting question. Where are online courses going? I was particularly inspired to see my latest course, which was managed by Coursera. It's a rather new company that is sponsoring online courses. The thing that happened this semester that I hadn't heard of before was that my students were meeting each other in person. So I had students in New York City who met through my course and then got together after the course was over for drinks in a coffee shop in New York. The newer version of these sites is trying to encourage that. What people say is wrong about online learning is it's just person-computer. Ultimately, people are social animals. So this is really Coursera's doing, not my doing, but it became a vehicle. It's turning into another social media where people meet each other through a course. And they find people of very similar interests, maybe all over the world. It might even work better than a college campus. In a college campus, you end up meeting the people that are assigned to the same dormitory or whatever. Here, you meet people who've searched out something and are sticking with a certain specific line of inquiry.
借助网络，10年前还显得新奇不已的远程可视教学，目前已经变成了教育界的新常态。哈佛、耶鲁的网络公开课吸引了全球数以万计的学生。新颖的课程、颠覆性的学术理念、名校的教育资源，描绘出一片色彩斑斓的愿景。有了网络课堂，60-70分钟一节的课程，可以完美融入工作、茶歇和地铁。而课堂上咄咄逼人的反问和概念演绎，可以随时在定格与回访中细细品味。作为罗伯特·席勒教授在耶鲁的同事，耶鲁大学管理学院院长施耐德对慕课也是十分推崇，同时也对慕课和传统教学做了深入比较，认为两者将会并存下去。
So we know that online courses nowadays are very popular around the world. But Yale Open courses is especially popular here in China. Professor Robert Shiller from Yale is famous not just because of winning Nobel Prize last year. It's also because of his online courses on financial markets. I just want to know what's Yale's attitude towards online courses, and what's your personal view on online courses' future?
So 3 things. 1, I think anyone who paid attention to the financial markets 2 weeks ago with all the volatility would want to take Professor Schiller's class because, of course, he wrote the famous paper, I think it was 20 years ago, that basically said, look at all this volatility. It just can't, one has to understand that there's more going on in the markets than simple models can explain. So there's a reason why so many people are signing up for Professor Schiller. Secondly, the massive open online courses will find their spot in the market. And I find those to be akin to great books, enhanced by technology. These are, in some ways, a superstar phenomenon. However, the reason why I don't feel like they are contrary to educational models that have existed for centuries is that the education model is really based on close interaction between students and teachers. The teacher-student relationship has been around for a long time, and the peer-to-peer relationship has been around for a long time. Educational institutions tend to go for a small slice of students. If you go to Tsinghua, it's a small slice. If you go to Shanghai Jiaotong, it's a small slice. So these are two very different models. Our approach at the School of Management is actually to come up with a new idea, different from the MOOCs, and that's to connect the slices together in smaller network courses. So this year we have 7 small network online courses taught by IIM Bangalore, the Technion, Yale, and other institutions that connect relatively small groups of students together. So I think there are many ways that we can go with technology, but I think that the MOOCs are not a real threat or contrary to what an institution like Yale does or Fudan does.
Then the question is whether they will survive in the long run. Definitely have a place.
I think both will survive. But the reason why I think that, especially for business schools, we need to think of new ways to use technology. What enterprises really want, for example, are students who can come out of school and say, I've learned how to work with people all around the world, across time zones, across cultures. I've been able to do this face-to-face. I've also been able to do this using technology. So I think it's exciting for me and my colleagues to be able to come up with a model using a network of schools that helps students find top peers around the world and work on this. I think that's something that I think is one of the most important innovations that we're doing right now at the school.
在耶鲁的学界名流中，前校长李克莱文也是慕课的身体力行者之一。他曾执掌耶鲁大学20年，在任期间就致力于完善耶鲁的免费公开课程。耶鲁公开课是早期网络在线课程中的佼佼者，以教室内架设摄像机的方式来为高质量的课程做记录。莱文卸任后，于2014年3月被美国著名在线教育网站 Coursera 聘为 CEO。在他看来 ，Coursera 是一项顺应潮流的伟大技术，远胜于耶鲁过去所使用的教学手段，并早已开始吸引来自世界各地的使用者。而对于传统教育与在线教育的碰撞，他尤其感同身受。
Is that MOOC very controversial? Is that controversial? I think it's controversial among educators.
I actually think the online product that Coursera has now actually does a better job than the live experience because for one, we shorten up the time between questions and quizzes. Students are more engaged. Instead of sitting still for an hour, they get to answer a quiz every 6 minutes or so as they go through the material. if they don't understand something, imagine if you're sitting in a lecture hall and in the first 15 minutes you're lost. Well, if that happens to you on Coursera, you can just go back and watch the video over and figure it out. Take your time to master the content. So I think for conveying content, it's a very strong technology, and faculty who've used it become adherents. They become promoters.
I'm a student, but I don't go to university. Can I finish a university comparable education totally on Coursera? And how much cost should I pay?
We're still 2.5 years old. You could potentially find a set of courses that would look like the set of courses one would take to earn a bachelor's degree. I mean, that'll be more possible in a few years when we have the curriculum more built out and more courses available. Would it be much lower cost? Yeah, for sure. At average price of $50 a course, and let's say 4 courses a semester for 8 semesters. That's not a lot of money, but I'm sort of hesitant to say that will at any time soon be thought of as a complete substitute. I think where it's much more where it's much more likely to be seen as important is I've taken this set of 4 related courses, let's say, in Android programming, and that's going to help me get a job as an Android programmer. Or I've taken this coherent set of courses in data science, and that's an emerging field with, as more and more companies and organizations and government agencies are working with big data. There's generations of people out there who've been trained in math and statistics, but they don't know the latest technologies for dealing with big data. And those kinds of things, the credentials are specializations, which are groupings of courses, can offer, are much more likely to have immediate impact than the sort of simulated bachelor's degree. Yeah.
Do you see a future that a MOOC, including Coursera and others, can replace most universities?
Because there's a lot more to the experience than just what you learn in the classroom. And I think the experience of bringing 18 to 22-year-old students together in a context where they live together and get to understand how, the give and take of becoming adults, interacting, kind of maturation, social development, all of that's character formation, all of that's a part of the university experience for many, many students. And so I don't think that will be entirely replaced by online education. In the meantime, it is transformational. It is disruptive in a different way. It's reaching a much wider audience. So, people who are at post-university, in fact, the great majority of our users are globally are older than 25 years old, and they're using it to upgrade their career skills or simply to become better people, to become better citizens. Just take courses they're curious about and study subjects they're interested in. In fact, our user base splits about 50-50 between the sort of self-motivated lifelong learners and the people interested in enhancing their career. I think here in China, I think it's a tremendous opportunity for career advancement, because we know that there's concern in China that university graduates have a hard time getting matched to the right kinds of jobs, that their skills don't fit what the business sector demands.
So probably the MOOC can get more impact over the regions where education is not that developed.
The extent to which it supplements what's done in the university age group, I think I agree with you. The developing countries where the educational systems aren't as fully developed, we probably have a greater role to play than in the U.S. The university world, I spent my life building it.
Did some people say, "Oh, you got mad? Too bad for universities." No,
quite the opposite. I think I'm a real ally of the schools that are making use of our platform, and I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's going to work very well.
What kind of change must happen for them to accommodate the challenge from MOOCs?
Well, I think what we're finding is just getting the universities to understand. I'm talking now about the ones that actually supply content to us, to understand that this is a huge opportunity for them to have a bigger impact on the world. To educate orders of magnitude more students really changes the way you think about what a university does. I mean, we'll see universities really embracing this and doing a lot of good in the world.
So MOOC could be a for-profit business, or in the future could be some kind of social entrepreneurship.
Yeah, well, I think we're both. I mean, we're a for-profit company with a very clear dedication to a social mission. I mean, our mission is universal access to the world's best education, and we need to be sustainable. And to be sustainable, we need to generate revenue to cover our cost. We're using a very simple model, which is the educational content is free. The courses you can watch them and study them and take all the quizzes and exams for free. Yeah, there's 850 courses and a fantastic array of diverse subject matter, and it's growing rapidly. I mean, we'll have thousands of courses within the next few years. But to monetize, what we're doing is we're saying if you want a verified certificate, you want your identity verified as having completed the course successfully, you pay a very modest sum. I mean, some of the between sometimes $29, sometimes $49, sometimes a little more, and you can get the verified certificate. And you know, only a small fraction at this point are paying for it, but we think the group that sees this as a labor market credential will start to pay in greater number as the labor market starts to recognize that this is valuable. And so it's sort of a two-sided phenomenon. We have to get employers to understand that taking a data science courses at Johns Hopkins adds real value to a prospective employee. And then when they start to endorse this, as Google recently did in a blog where they posted saying, here are a set of Coursera courses we think would be valuable in our prospective employees. If we can get employers to start to behave in that way, I think more people will pay for the credential.
兴起于美国的慕课以及以慕课为代表的在线教育趋势，也引发了中国教育界的巨大关注与浓厚兴趣。2013年以来，清华、北大、复旦等国内名校也先后加盟国际 MOOC 平台。今年4月28日，教育部公布了关于加强高等学校在线开放课程建设应用与管理的意见，肯定慕课等新型在线开放课程和学习平台的兴起。对于慕课在国内的发展，南开大学校长龚克谈了他的看法。
我们想问问你怎么看这个网上教学这一块？你怎么看？
网上教学啊，我认为这个要高度引起重视的。我认为它最大的优势，我的理解最大的优势啊，还不是提供的灵活性，最大的优势呢，它是充分发挥了学习者的主动性。就是你一定要学，你才会去看人的慕课。那不是我规定你要去学的。如果的慕课的课我们搬到学校里变成学校规定的课的话，它的效果会大打折扣。所以它转变了学习里面的学生的那个角色啊，这是我认为它极具意义的这件事。那么在这个意义上，它的灵活性啊等等等等的才能展示出来。但是呢，它又有一个致命的缺点，它就是它这个 face to face 的交流啊，还不是说网上交流完全可以替代的，特别是在校园里，一批优秀的学生和优秀学者一起面对面的共同讨论这个问题，形成他们这种合作的关系，这样的一件事儿，在网上如果能做到的话，也比校园里这个困难多。做可能也能做到。现在据说网上结婚，这个谈恋爱都谈得成。
它可以跟社交媒体相结合，能够起到一些作用。
对，能起到作用。但是呢，比这种面对面的这种交流，就是直接发现到我们的性格合还是不合。在这个性格不合的时候，我们怎么磨合去调整？直接发现你这个除了这个在数学解题上的其他的一些的长处等等等等的。其实这个校园的学习最重要的。一个为什么要上优秀学校，就是
学生之间的竞争
和优秀的人在一起，这个作用，这个不是轻易的在 MOOC 能够解决。
那您觉得就是说，您刚才的意思就是说，其实如果把 MOOC 这样一种技术放在学校之内的话，它的效果可能还是有限的。
不是
把它作为一种
不是就是不能简单的纳入我们必修啊什么这样的这个就是 慕课如果要进入学校的话，把这个对促进以学为主是非常重要的，它引起我们的模式极大的改变。就是比如说我星期三上午9点到10点半上这个你刚才说的数据科学这门课，然后我这个课我不讲了，大家看慕课吧。这效果，我觉得这个跟我可能还不如我去讲呢。对，其实呢，它最重要的就是说，这些在网上，我规定学生要学习，然后我可能整个的教学计划已经不是1个小时1个小时在那儿排，而是要走整个适应这个，然后把我们的优秀的教师叫进去，把这个在校园环境下这个学生的共同的讨论探讨给带进来。那可能比他远程的上网那可能会做得更好，但是这做了一个非常深刻的变革，它整个是一个教学模式的这个变化，教师角色的变化，这是一个很大的挑战。但是我本人很想推进这个东西，但是这事不是那么容易的。
我的体会呢，我觉得这个它比较适合2类人，一类人呢就是明确的知道自己想学什么，这就比较像职业教育或者实用的这个课程。一类呢是那个学习能力非常强的人。他能够自己组合自己的课程，那这些人呢，可能更像一种终身学习的人，也就是说，可能他针对那种职业的教育或者针对那种终身学习的这样的人呢，可能会更大的好处。但现在的大学生不见得都是这样的人。
说到底不可能代替大学教育，对吧？只能起补充作用。
现阶段是这样，但将来谁知道呢？
没有替代的可能吗？
我觉得前景啊，应该是融合。就是它大的这个框架呢是一个终身学习体系，在终身学习体系的不同的阶段，他每人的角色分量会不同，可能越是大学后的阶段，这个他的分量会更重，但是呢，并不排除他在大学前、大学中就能进入来，所以这么多优秀的资源摆在那儿，其实不光是国外的，就是我们学校也有很多这个课程。我们学校课程，比如说我讲的课程，在其他老师用的时候，他也不见得那么方便，他就能用得上。因为他还有自己对这个问题理解，有他的风格，也有呢，这教学变化的时候，一个过去的课程跟其他课程的匹配中间出现的这个问题。那么他一个现场教学的教师呢，他有他相当的比那个做好的一个课的这个灵活性。所以这件事情，我的感觉，我们认识到它真正合理的东西在哪儿？我认为它真的不见得那个特别大牌、特别有名。我是不太迷信这个特别大牌的，因为它大牌往往不是讲课讲出来的大牌，但是它一定有它的过人之处。所以这个不那么大牌的，可能也有它这种。所以我们是主张要多看一点这个东西。